What is up, guys? It is your boy NCSO7 here. Welcome to part 2 of my Nintendo Switch games collection video. If you guys haven't seen the first part yet, I'd check that out. It is like 25 minutes long, but then you'll get to see the stuff from earlier in the collection. So let's just continue on and continue where we left off. So the last game we left off with was Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. So the next game is Puyo Puyo Champions. Now, I am going to be reviewing the game sometime soon. Actually, tomorrow, actually. So I'm not going to talk much about it, but it's a good Puyo Puyo game. I will give it that. Definitely good for competitive play. Next box. Next game is, of course, Puyo Puyo Tetris. So I actually got a bad deal for this. So I did not actually buy this from any normal retailer. I actually bought this at a place called 7 Mile Fair, which is where I bought my PlayStation 3 at. And I bought this game for $25, $5 over MSRP for this game. So I ultimately did lose $5. And it wasn't even a sealed version of the game. In fact, if you look, you can see right there, there was a tag for the money. So that does kind of suck, but it's not a very big deal. The game works and it's completely functional, and it's a good game. I was harsh on it in my review, but it is genuinely a good game. It's still Tetris, so it's still amazing. And Puyo Puyo's fine. Next game, I'm actually just lower that, is technically not a game, but the Rayman Legends Definitive Edition demo. So I actually never got Rayman Legends on the Switch specifically. I have the game on Wii U, and I have it for Xbox One, but I don't have an Xbox One anymore. But I got the demo. Maybe I'll get it eventually for Switch. I don't see myself doing it. I might get it for PS4, though, but I don't know. I'm just kind of hoping for a new Rayman game. That'd be really nice. Legends is a good game, but I want a new Rayman game. So, the next game is Ring Fit Adventure. And actually, probably the best exercise game you can get, because this game is actually a game. There is an RPG mode an adventure mode where you just run around and you battle by doing exercise workouts. It actually is pretty damn good at what it does. Now, obviously, I stopped playing this game a long time ago because it's an exercise game and it's very easy to fall out of it. Which really sucks because this is genuinely a really good game. But it's still a really good game, though. Even if I don't play it that much, at all anymore, I definitely still think that it's a very, very solid game. And if you want, a good exercise game, play this game. It works so well. Even if it is, $80. But hey, you get a good, nice ring con, so there's that. So the next game is Rocket League. So, Rocket League is one of those games that I bought this when it was 2018 or something like that. And I like Rocket League. I think it's a good game. I wouldn't say it's one of the best games I've played, but it's definitely a good game to play with friends, but yeah. And the Switch version is completely competent. I mean, you can use Luigi as a cart design. That's pretty cool. So next game is Sega Ages Puyo Puyo. This is basically a kind of like the Arcade Archives, where it's basically them bringing an arcade game over into a form on the Switch. This case, the original arcade version of Puyo Puyo. It's good, but the controls irritate the hell out of me because I played Champions in the Puyo Puyo Tetris games, and those games have different controls, so it does make it a little bit difficult to get used to those controls, but it's still a good game. Next game is, a lot of these are digital from this point onward, so yeah, be ready for that, is Snipper Clips. Snipper Clips was one of the first Switch games I got it when it was when the Switch was brand new, and it's a good game. I think it's a decent game. It's a fun little game, but I would definitely say it could have been a little bit more expanded. I would like to see a sequel to this game at some point in time, but I don't know if we're ever going to see that. I know it got DLC, but I don't know if we're ever going to see this game again. But Snipper Clips is a good game. It's a fun little puzzle game to play. Though I will be honest, though, it was better when the Switch was brand new. Nowadays, you got much better options. But it's still a good game. Now, what isn't necessarily a good game is Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces, I made a review of this game, and while I don't think the game is bad per se, I do understand why people don't like it. It is a very underwhelming game. And the Switch version doesn't run that well. Like, it runs at 30 FPS. It's a fine enough game to play on the Switch. It's just not that good of a game in the first place, so I'll just leave it there. But what is a good Sonic game is Sonic Mania. So I got this around the time it released. I don't think it was launch day, but it was about, like, launch period. And it's a great Sonic game. Great game. I eventually got to go through the game. It was so much fun. Damn. So, yeah, Sonic Mania, great game. I also made a review of that as well. Next game is probably my most played Switch game, Splatoon 2. And I've also got, like, the global test fire as well, if you want to, like, count that in. Splatoon 2 is my favorite shooter game of all time. You guys, like, you can see it down there. Actually, not really right now because I have it at something else, but, like, my persona is, like, reminiscent of, like, the Inkling. I love Splatoon. I'm very excited to get Splatoon 3 once that comes out. But Splatoon 2 is a great game, and I love the Octo expansion. Not much else to say on it. Next game is, oh boy, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. This is a game that I actually got not that long ago, the PS4 version of the game, and I haven't really played it much since, but yeah, it's an okay game. I think the Switch version is probably the worst way to go. Don't get it on the Switch. You have to download the whole thing to your Switch anyway, so it, like, destroys the point of even getting the game. Not only that, the font is completely different for this game, actually. Completely different font from any other Switch game. So that's very annoying. But overall, it's a fine enough game. Get it for, like, the other systems. I have grown a bit of a soft spot for the game, but I definitely think the Switch version is not that good. Get it on another system. So next we got another game that released around launch, and that being Super Bomberman R. So Super Bomberman R is one of these games where it's basically like a Bomberman game. It's fine enough. Like, it's cool, but it isn't really that much fun when I think about it. I don't know. It's an okay game, but it's really not a game that I'm that interested in. Sorry. This is another Switch game I got, like, right at launch, so there's a lot of Switch games here that I don't play that much because I don't really care anymore. But yeah. Next is Super Kirby Clash. I literally made a video on this game. Like, I made a gameplay video in, like, 2019, around the time the game came out, of me showcasing the game. That was the only time I ever bothered playing the game. I just had no care. Sorry. Next game. Oh boy, this is going to get a bit controversial. Super Mario 3D All-Stars. The game that a lot of people don't like, and personally, while I do understand that this game has a lot of issues, I do like this game. I think it's great to have Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy all on one game, and, like, just being able to play them. Even with enhancements. And while the enhancements could definitely be much better, especially with, like, 64 specifically, this game is still pretty good in my opinion. I do think it was a very lazy job, though. Nintendo could have done a lot more, but they kind of just made it a limited release. But you could still buy this in stores anyway, so it's not that big of an issue. And, like, there are people that sell this for, like, $15,000 on eBay, but yet you can just go in the store and you could still find, like, many copies of this game. So even though it was delisted off the, like, the eShop and whatnot, you could still get this game very easily. And it's a very good Mario, and it's a good game too. It's a good way to play the 3D Mario games. Obviously, no Galaxy 2 in there, but Galaxy 2 is overrated as hell anyways, and isn't that good. I'm kidding. The next game is, Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. So I have an interesting story of how I got this. So this game released in, like, February of 2021. And I remember that I did not have a car at the time. So what I did was I actually walked in the freezing cold for, like, 2.4 miles to my nearest GameStop, and then 2.4 miles back home just to buy this game. I got so cold on that walk. It was the worst thing ever. Like, it was 5 miles and maybe, like, 20-degree weather. My hands were so damn cold, dude. oh my god. It wasn't worth doing, but it is a good game. I will admit Bowser's Fury could be a lot more. I feel like they could do a lot more with it. But given the sense that it is a side mode, that is completely fine. And 3D World honestly just works well on the Switch. Hopefully I can 100% it at some point, but I don't know when that's going to happen. But as it stands, very good Mario game. Next game is Super Mario Maker 2. So, I played a lot less Mario Maker 2 than I did of the original Mario Maker. I don't know, like, Mario Maker 2 is a very good game, but I feel like Mario Maker 1 still has a lot. I don't know, that was a more unique experience, and like, Mario Maker 2 kind of felt more like we just kind of need it, but it wasn't as big of a groundbreaking game as it could have been. And that's fine. I knew it wasn't going to be as big, and that's completely, understandably fine. But it's a good game, though, regardless. Next is my favorite 3D Mario game of all time, or potentially my favorite Mario game of all time, Super Mario Odyssey. So Super Mario Odyssey is a game that I treasure a lot. Even though I don't play the game that much anymore, I love the game. I 100%ed it. It's, oh my god. I know people nowadays may look at Odyssey and just be like, it wasn't that good in the first place. But honestly, Odyssey is a great game. One of the best Mario games made. There's really not much for me to say about it. It's a masterpiece of game design. Next game is Super Mario Party. So, Super Mario Party is... I haven't played that many Mario Party games because I never have people to play with. And this game is okay. It's got issues, but it's a good game at the end of the day. At least I think so. It has, like, brings the Mario Party stuff back, although they could have had a lot more boards and a lot bigger boards as well. But even so, it's still Mario Party. It's got fun mini games. I think it's a good game. I think it's decent enough, though it definitely could have been better. Next game is Super Meat Boy. Very difficult game. This is the game that I actually started my Rage with NCSO 7 series on. And Super Meat Boy is a really good game. It's a very difficult platformer, but it's a fun, difficult platformer. And there's not really much else for me to say about it. So, let's move on to, oh boy, Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD. Okay, this is a game that I will admit I do like. Listen, I mentioned this in like my Wii Games collection video, I believe. I do like Banana Blitz. I do think it's a good Monkey Ball game. I don't think it's an amazing Monkey Ball game. It definitely did start getting the series into the downhill syndrome. But I do think Banana Blitz is a good game. And I do think that this game is honestly fun. But I don't really know. Like, they could have done a lot more. Like, they could have remade Monkey Ball 1 and 2, but no, they instead decided to do this. But, you know what? This game was still good. And hey, we are getting Banana Mania later this year, which will probably be my game of the year as well, so just get ready for that. So next we've got the SNES Online. I like the SNES Online a lot because they have Super Puyo Puyo 2 on there, which is very nice. But not really much else to say on it, other than we need Earthbound. I mentioned it in the last video, but come on, we need to get Earthbound on the thing. The next game is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I love Smash Bros. Ultimate, my favorite fighting game of all time, and it's the game that got me into a lot of other series. I mean, hell, Smash Bros. Ultimate is the reason I'm into Persona, and thus I've gotten into PlayStation. I got into PlayStation because of Persona, which I got into because of Smash Bros. It is amazing. Like, Smash Bros. Like, did a lot of good stuff, and it's just an amazing game. Even if I am a little bit tired of new character reveals, and I don't have a lot of hopes for the future, but even so, though, I think it's still an amazing game. Next is Tetris 99. I don't have Nintendo Switch Online right now. I'll probably renew it eventually, around the time Splatoon 3 comes out, but Tetris 99 is a good game. I probably would enjoy playing it online a lot more now that I've gotten into, like I play a lot of Puyo Puyo Tetris, and it's like, I probably would get more into the game because I didn't really play much of the game. I played, like, matches every now and then, but I wasn't really that good at it. But I think now I could be much better at it, because it's very similar to Puyo Puyo Tetris. But it's a good game, though, regardless. Next is, some box games, finally. Skyrim. So this is the way I played Skyrim. It's a good game, but I don't really like it that much. It's a fine enough game. I don't really have much to say on it. Next game is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Amazing Zelda game. I do still need to finish Wind Waker HD though. But I'm never going to finish it because that's a game I've wanted to finish for years on end but never have. But Breath of the Wild is my favorite Zelda game. It is such a fun game. It's such a good game to just pop in and play for a little bit. It's a great game. Not much else to really say on it. Every Switch owner should have Breath of the Wild anyways. And next is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening Remake. So, I like the Link's Awakening Remake. I did eventually finish this game as well. It's a very good game. It does have a couple issues. I think like the frame rate gets really bad when you enter new areas. And also I feel like this game should not have been $60. Like, this is a Game Boy like remake. Like it doesn't need to be $60, but at least the game looks beautiful. The gameplay is really good and the level design's really good. It's a great game. Definitely recommend it for maybe $30. But for the love of God, not $60. So next, we've got a bit more of a game that I hold closer to my heart, and that being Toki Tori. So Toki Tori is this game, a puzzle game, where you move like this chicken thing around to collect these eggs. And the reason why this game holds a lot of significance to me is because this is one of the first games I played when this was actually an iOS game. Way back in the old days of like iPhone. I remember I played on my dad's like iPhone. Toki Tori, a game where you just play eggs. And it's literally the same iOS game from back in the day. It's literally the exact same game now on the Switch. So I can finally like play that game in all of its glory. Which, it's a good game. Obviously, it is still an iOS game, so it's not as like good as it could be, but even so, it's a great game. At least I think so. I don't know how other people think about that, but anyways. That doesn't matter. Next is Tokyo School Life. So, I made a review of this game earlier this year. This is the only other visual novel that I've played outside of DDLC, and I guess if you want to include it, Persona. But Tokyo School Life is a really good game. If you like visual novels, give it a shot. It is on, I believe it's on Steam and Nintendo Switch, so give it a shot. It's a good game. It's very, very cute, and I will admit that. But yeah, also just check out my review on it if you want to find out more about it. But otherwise, you should buy this game. Next is Undertale for the Switch. So I eventually also went through Undertale as well, but on the PS4 version instead. Undertale's a game that I like, but it's definitely a game that I'm not in love with how some others might be. But Undertale, it's a good game. I like it. It's fine enough. The Switch version is completely competent, so there's not really much to say. It's a good game. Next game is Vita the Sixth Power. I don't really know how else to say it, but Vita the Sixth Power, very good game. Another really good sprite-based game. So it's a very simple game, but it's a very good game. It has some great music. I don't know. It's a game that I like to play. It feels very innocent, and I like it. So moving on to WWE 2K18. Probably the worst Switch game that's been made. It's not a good multi-platform game. I don't think, and the game wasn't really super bad, but I definitely will say I'm not as into WWE as other people may. Some of my friends are into WWE and wrestling and stuff like that, but I'm personally not. I think 2K18 is an okay game, but I don't think it's that great, especially the Switch version. But that's fine. It's all right. It's probably fine on other versions, but I don't know. Next, in the final boxed game I have, that being Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Damn it, I wish this game was actually fun to play. And this is one of the weird things, because it's with Fire Emblem Three Houses, I really got invested in that game. But this game, I just didn't. And it wasn't, and the story of the game was good. The game doesn't look that great, to be completely honest. But I feel like the gameplay is very sluggish, and I just don't like it. I wish the game had better gameplay, and otherwise, I would have loved this game. But I don't know. The gameplay just never was interesting to me. It just felt very boring, and thus I just didn't play much of the game, which sucks because I know it's a good game. When it comes down to it, it's I don't know. I don't see myself playing this game much ever again. And now onto the final game, Yoshi's Crafted World. So Yoshi's Crafted World is kind of a more underrated Switch game. It's a good Switch game. It's actually a pretty decent Yoshi game. I wouldn't say it's as good as what Woolly World is, even though I haven't actually played much of that game. But I think Crafted World is still a good game. I do think it's a bit too slow-paced for me. Though that is my personal, like, preferences. But even so, like, Yoshi's Crafted Worlds is a very good game. And also YouTube, but I don't really use it that much. So, that is my entire Nintendo Switch games collection. It keeps growing with time. I'm going to get more games eventually. I've got plenty of games to go through, like Three Houses. That game is amazing. Please get it. But honestly, that's pretty much it for this video. So, thank you guys for watching this two-part series. I know it was, I do apologize that I had to be put in 2 parts, but lots of games. So, yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Take care.